No. That's not what's in my head.
Or was it that Defenders were coming back into the MCU?
That was it. Which I forwarded that to our Facebook group.
I didn't even read it, so I don't know what the whole deal with that is.
There's not a lot of info, just that their plan is to absorb those characters into the film universe in some fashion. They're not saying they're going to make a Defenders film or a Daredevil film or anything like that, but they want to fold that back in.
Same actors?
They didn't say that, but I got to assume. But then that is just an assumption. I don't know.
Well, guess we don't need to talk about it now. We did it for the intro. Oh, man. He sucks. All right, you ready to get this thing started?
Yeah.
Whoa, Co-Workers Hard at Work show where we talk about nerd stuff, we talk about at work, distracted from work, recorded at work. I'm hard at work, Matt right across from me. My more comes our face, self Thanos and flesh of wearer hats. The one who snaps, the art director, hard at work. Nick, how you doing, man?
I'm good. That was fast.
Yeah, I'm working on it, you know. I want to get that down to a solid 4.5 seconds. As fast as possible.
It is the reason why our show goes long.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like good 15, 20 minutes long.
Just cut it off.
Through all those names.
Just stop. You know what I mean?
You could do it normal speed and we just speed it up.
I don't want to be one of those people. I don't want to be a Bruce Lee, if you know what I mean.
I don't.
A poser. Poser-ass poser, you know what I mean?
Bruce Lee was a poser?
He never fought. He never actually fought anybody.
You don't know that.
No, that's for real. Like he has no fights on record. Like
yeah, but that doesn't mean he didn't have like street fights.
Sure, but I'm saying like as a martial artist, you know, normally you compete and like you have actual fights. Like he doesn't.
Yeah, he
have
wasn't
any
a
of those.
professional like.
Yeah, you know, I know that,
combatant.
and you know that, but a lot of people out there think Bruce Lee walk into a room and just whoop a bunch of people's ass, and he was like smaller than me. You know, just because dude can fight doesn't mean Chuck Norris wouldn't rip his head off. Chuck Norris had actual fights.
No, it was based on the skills that he showed off that a lot of people probably kind of mythologized what a badass he was.
Yeah. There is a, you know what, I'm not getting into this. You're right. Bruce Lee, he's a myth. You're right. He never existed. You're correct.
He existed. He was a human being.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Did you ever see him personally?
No.
You know how CG's crazy, bro. You know that shit's crazy.
Did they have that shit back in the 70s?
They wanted you to think not, but they did.
I'm going to apologize now. I still have a cough. And there are times where it probably sounds like I'm chuckling, and it's just because I'm stifling a cough.
Why? Well, it can't just be because I'm funny? You're right. That doesn't make a lot of sense.
In case it comes at weird times.
All right.
I'm dying, so, you know.
I've said it once.
If you like me and you enjoy the show, enjoy it while you can, because it's not going to last.
I've said it once. I'll say it again. Give me the shits and the throw-ups. You know, give me a stomach bug, and let me just work through that bad boy instead of this shit that you got, where you're coughing. How long ago were you sick?
But this is so minor. Like, it's a minor annoyance.
Yeah, that's true, but like at the height of it, it's not a minor annoyance.
But the height of it only lasts a couple days.
Yeah, but the one night of throwing up, pissing, shitting
But
everywhere.
that's so horrible.
I'm just saying, I get it that if you don't want to go that route, but for me,
has there ever been a time where you can throw up and shit for one night and the next day you just feel great? That doesn't exist.
no, sure, but like even then, you're talking about a half-life of a day, maybe two. But like you're in the thickness of the sickness for at least a few days, and then on top of that, you get the days leading up to it, the days leading out of it, and then the 3 weeks of coughing.
It does suck.
give me the diarrhea. Just give it to me.
I want to put a cough drop in my mouth, but I don't imagine that would make for very good audio. Yeah.
What if
Clicking against my teeth.
Hear me out here? I'll make weird noises all show, and then that way it'll take away from the noises you're making.
That's
Nobody
not a
even
bad
notice.
idea. You do make weird noises.
Yeah, what's up with that?
It's called your voice.
Oh,
Ha ha!
have at you.
Let's get into weekend review.
Oh, before we do that, though, I do just want to say this episode is sponsored by adamandeve.com, but we'll talk a little bit about that later.
Okay.
Now the weekend review. See how I did that?
That was good.
Let people know it's coming.
That's good
Get
stuff.
your pens ready. I'm going to give you a code.
Though hard to believe, Matt and Nick have lives. This is their story. This is their week in review.
First thing I said before we started the show, I was like, we going to keep this one tight? And you're like, probably not. And then I was like, nah, we'll definitely keep it tight. And then eventually you were like, we should probably keep this tight, I guess, because you're the one to push us in the week in review. I was ready to talk about fucking shitting and pissing for another 20 minutes.
It just felt right. I don't know. I was like, now's the time.
Oh, man. What you got for week in review?
I mean, we have some shared experiences.
Okay, you want to start with those?
Yeah.
Which
We
one?
both had what I wrote down as a hurricane vacation.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Hurricane Dorian.
Mm-hmm.
Supposed to nail us.
For you guys that don't know, if you're listening to Hard at Work from somewhere other than Florida, we are located in Orlando, Florida. So we were supposed to be getting hit pretty solidly by this hurricane.
all last week. Well, the week before, leading up to that Friday, the talk was just like, it's going to hit Florida. It's going to hit Florida. All the paths show it hitting Florida. So by Friday, they were like, yeah, it's definitely going to hit Florida. And we already had Monday off for the holiday.
Mm-hmm.
And they just called us out first it was just Tuesday, but then like by the weekend they called us out Wednesday and then Thursday.
Yeah, Dorian slowed down over the Bahamas, which shout out to them, man. Hope everybody over there that can be okay is okay. I know that it's rough. Like it's just set on top of them, which is kind of like why it didn't hit us. It set on top of them and then kind of just changed course. And
It was some kind of record setting, like for how strong it was.
Yeah, it was terrible. Global warming, man, is not real. Because if it was, these hurricanes would melt away. So, there you go.
You sound like a fool.
I don't know science.
No, but apparently there was a high pressure system
Oh, yeah?
that was just off the coast of Florida, and that's why it was pushing it over Florida, but that moved out over the Atlantic Ocean. And apparently hurricanes like to go north naturally. So once that moved out of the way, boom, it just went north.
Is this going to hit Canada is what I heard? Zool said that? I don't know if it's true.
It already did. It hit Nova Scotia rectum.
Yeah?
It hit the rectum of Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia is the rectum of Canada.
If you're listening from Nova Scotia, I'm sorry. All right. I don't know that that's true. I personally look at Canada as a rectum of America, so whatever.
What's even worse?
You're the rectum of a rectum. You're like a worm that has two assholes. Oh, yeah, it was great though because I had just come back from Oklahoma.
Yeah, it ended up being a good experience for us because it was basically a week off. We did have to come in on Friday, but even that was like half the people weren't here.
Yeah, it was a little weird. It was a Monday, Friday where it's like your first day back, but also you get to leave at the end of this and be gone for 2 days.
Yeah,
but
it was a real relaxed day.
It was especially kind of jarring for me because I'd just come back from Oklahoma too. So like I was in Oklahoma for 6 days, then came back, worked for 1 complete day and then 2 half days, then off for everything except a Friday. So like I don't even know how to do my job.
No, we had the 1 half day from the game.
Yeah, and then I had a half day because I overslept and came in late. That one wasn't planned. So yeah, like, and I haven't done anything all day because I don't know how to do my job anymore.
You've forgotten how to do it?
I don't know. I don't know how it works.
You're reading the manual.
Yeah, I'm going over the SOP, the standard operating procedure for those out there that don't know.
Mm-hmm. The SOP.
That's right. That's what some people call it. I hate those people. So
because you are like a sponge.
Mm-hmm.
You're sopping up the information from the SOP.
How often you use the word sop and not soak?
Because to soak is to soak in a liquid To sop is to sop up liquid to dry a surface.
No, I understand what you're saying, but like even then, I feel like most people would say soak up that liquid, not sop it up. I understand that that's wrong. You should say sop, but I feel like most people would still say soak it up.
Everyone I know would say sop, I think. Maybe that's an age thing.
Maybe.
Or a regional thing.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, you do come from the fucking middle of the frozen tundra up there, or whatever the fuck.
I didn't even know how to talk then.
Fuck you.
Last time I lived there.
Fuck you and your football teams. How about that?
They're going to win the Super Bowl again.
They definitely are. God, they're so good.
That's a good segue because over this hurricane vacation, where we got no rain or wind.
Don't lie to the people. We got approximately 30 minutes of rain, okay? It was a bad 30 minutes.
Me and you got together for our annual fantasy draft. Normally, it's a larger group than that. Sweet Johnny G, sometimes some other of the members. It's 12-person.
And you know what? If Sweet
league.
Johnny G's listening, I'm hurt. Hurt in my core. You could have been there.
He could have been there. He just didn't want to be.
He could have been there. He could have been saying his little quips. He could have taken a really old guy and we laughed at
We
him.
would have got some boom shakalakas.
Boom shakalakas. Yes, we missed out on all that. We had a decent time together.
We would have
but-
got some read 'em and wheat, boys.
Hey, there it is. But yeah, we were
Instead,
missing
me
it.
and you, silent.
I didn't speak the entire time. I didn't even.
I tried, and you were like, shh, I'm thinking.
I gotta focus over here. Also implies that I said something to you, so I lied earlier when I said I didn't speak.
Well, you whispered it.
Yeah.
And you didn't look at me. You could have been speaking to anyone.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, it was cool though. Sorry, Grant. We know Grant is our most outspoken coworker.
Hey, he's our probably biggest fan right now, and yet we're going to do something he specifically said he didn't want us to do.
We're gonna talk about football for a little bit. Overall, I had a pretty good draft. And after the first game, I'm feeling way better about my draft than I did originally.
That's weird because you're probably going to lose.
I am probably going to lose, but I was unsure about Le'Veon Bell, and I was unsure about Ingram. I thought Ingram would be good, and I don't think he's going to be as good as he was in the first game, but it is very clear now that he is their guy, and Le'Veon Bell is going to get work, so I'm happy.
Yeah, your loss is due to picking the wrong quarterback.
Yeah,
this week.
I miss, man. And if we're being real, like you said, both of them were the wrong quarterback. It's just one of them somehow
Put better numbers.
Yeah.
Cam Newton just, honestly, it was kind of a fluke because he was driving them downfield with his arm, but they were only running.
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey was so good that they didn't need him to score touchdowns.
Yeah, Cam Newton looked a little rusty, and he looked a little out of it, but like he had some good throws. And actually, that first drive should have been. I probably could have got into the teens with him, which is all I needed to win, really. If that first drive hadn't have been fumbled after that catch, so whatever, screw me, you know.
But you asked me and Sweet Johnny G the day of.
Mm-hmm.
I said, that's a tough call. You should just go with whatever the experts are saying.
And I did.
Which that was split between the 3 experts on the website that we do the
Oh no, they all
lead
said
through.
Cam.
Oh, they all said
They
Cam.
all said Cam. Yeah.
John said, what? Cam has the lower, no, the
Slower-
higher floor,
Yeah.
meaning he's not going to get you crap, which is what ended up happening.
Yeah, you got me crap.
But the other kid had like the higher ceiling, meaning if he plays to his potential, it's like high risk, high reward.
And I
So you
kind
went
of
with the safer bet, and it blew up in your
Yeah,
face.
I kind of call bullshit on John's reasoning anyway, because we both know that the ceiling for Cam Newton is 40-some points because he's done it before and he can do it again. But we don't know what the other guy's ceiling is, and 25 points might be it because he didn't look good. He looked a little scared. Kyler Murray, in case you're out there wondering. I drafted
College phenom.
I drafted 2 quarterbacks. One of them is a rookie. One of them is Cam Newton. And they both let me down. But Greg the Leg fucking kicked the shit out of somebody.
A.K.A. Legatron.
Yeah, he 49-yarder, 53-yarder, misses like a 28-yarder. Like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
It was upsetting.
Shanked it.
It's upsetting. But I'm probably going to lose. I still have a chance, though. I got Lindsley. What's his first name?
It's Philip Lindsay.
Philip Lindsay. I need 20 points out of him. No, I need 21 points out of
I
him.
think it was 23.
Is it 23? Shit.
We did the math.
That's
this
even
morning.
harder.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I get 23 points out of him, I can still win, which he probably won't get me. But I'm not super upset with it because I think I'm putting up decent numbers too, where it's not going to throw me at the bottom of power ranking at least. So, yeah, fingers crossed.
But at risk of getting too specific, like we just were,
Very specific.
did you enjoy the draft?
I did enjoy the draft.
Do you like your team?
I like my team, but I'm playing in a second league with my sister's husband, and I love that team. That team.
Yeah, you said you're just kicking ass in that.
I'm gonna win $300 for sure. There's just
How many teams are in that one?
It's a 10. No, it's 12. It's 12 teams.
12.
12 teams, and that's the team I ended up with.
Yeah,
These
that's
guys.
good.
These guys fucked up. They fucked up. I got a 8-man. I got an 8-team where like that's how teams look when there's only 8 people playing.
Yeah,
but
where
there's 12
everybody's
people playing.
stacked.
But there's 12 people playing, so screw you guys.
But I will say this is a little specific, but free agency and fantasy traditionally has been a waiver system where it's just like a priority list you put in, and if you're higher on the list than other people that put in for them, you get them. This year we switched to what they call FAB. I don't know what that stands for. FAAB.
Fucking add a balance to it.
That is it. But basically it's a auction. So you get given a fictional amount of money at the beginning of the season. For us, it's $1,000.
As if it wasn't bad enough to own people to begin with.
We now auction to acquire them.
Come on, guys. Come on.
Yeah. And they call it free agency. These are free men that we are acquiring. It's so bad. It is embarrassing listening to like fantasy football media and kind of just football in general, the way they talk about players.
They're such commodities. Like
they'll refer to a human being as a workhorse
or a stud.
or a stud.
I'm more embarrassed talking about fantasy football out in public than I am Dungeons and Dragons.
That's fair. It really is.
Oh, man.
What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So we went to this auction thing. So now if there's a free agent you want, you use however much of your fictional amount of money that you're given at the beginning of the year to bid on them, and the highest bid gets the player.
Which
But
really,
once you run out of money, that's it.
yeah, which really has me in a spot because I don't know how much to bid for things. And going online and saying, hey, how much should I be bidding doesn't do any good because our league is full of nut jobs that do stupid shit all the time. So if they're like, oh, you should only be paying about 5 to 10% of your thing this early or something, there'll be a guy out there that takes what I want and he'll spend 50% because they're idiots.
Yeah, but then at the end of or even the middle of the year when they're out of money.
But I need something. I need something right now. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
Overbid.
I don't want to overbid. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to. It's like quarterbacks in our league. Quarterbacks shouldn't go until like round 6.
The experts are always conservative, though, because they know they drafted well. If you have a gaping hole in your team, you need to fill it, fucking go after it.
I don't have a gaping hole. Not in my team, anyway. You know what I'm saying? My point is, quarterbacks should go later, much later than they do in our league. So, I'm just, and then like defenses are the same way.
I tell you, I feel like a fucking idiot for keeping Wilson because he probably won't even be my starter most of the time. And there's guys on the waivers that are going to be better than him. It was a stupid move.
I'm sorry. It was real late, though.
He should be drafted where I kept him.
There you go. Saved yourself a couple clicks.
It's just there was no value there. But
yeah, it's fine. We got anything else to say about it?
Nah, I think we already pissed off enough people.
All right. Remember, folks, football, it's here. I don't know what I was going to say. All right, I'm going to clap us out of this, even though we don't need to clap, because I want to be able to time stamp it to know where football ends.
Okay.
There you go. Because we are a nerd podcast. And that is the least nerdy
Well, we
thing
just
we talk
established fantasy football's super nerdy.
It is super nerdy, but it's almost too nerdy. It's nerdy in the wrong way. It's nerdy like doing math homework for fun is. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'm a nerd, but I don't want to do math homework. And if a nerd came up to me and was like, you want to do some homework, I'd slap him right in the face. Psh.
But I'm one of those people that, like, I got into football. I know you already clapped, but I got to say it. It's not going to be talking about specifics. Okay. I got into football because my friends were playing fantasy football, and I was like, that sounds kind of fun.
Yeah.
So I got a team for the first time, having not been into football, not aware of any players. I just did some research right before the draft, and I was an idiot the first year. And I've learned the sport of football through that.
Oh, I thought the story was going to end with you saying I never got any better.
Hey, I've won a championship, sir.
How long ago was that?
The championship?
Yeah.
2005, I think.
Oh, okay.
It's a long time ago.
Yeah, you're like, never mind. We got to stop it. All right.
I just think that's interesting. Like, and I've thought about quitting fantasy.
Yeah.
Because it is a frustrating game at times.
My God.
But when I think about it, I'm like, I'd probably just stop watching football.
Yeah.
Because as a sport, I find football fairly boring. Sure, there are good games and there are big moments, but in a 3-hour football game,
There's
you're
20
talking
minutes.
20 minutes of excitement at most.
You turn back into one of those people that watch maybe some playoff games and then Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But,
Yep.
I mean, is that the worst thing in the world?
Probably not, but I mean, it just gives you something to kind of like get through that time period of the year.
It gives you just enough to exist for where you don't throw yourself off a fucking building. You know what I mean?
Yes, exactly.
Just enough.
Just barely enough. You feel like you're part of something.
Like if I don't make the playoffs this year, fucking donezo. You know?
You're going to eat a bullet.
All right. Well, I mean, this seems like a good spot as any.
So we got...
I'm sorry.
Do you know what we're doing?
Yeah, I'm doing the advertisement right now.
My bad. Cut all this out.
No, I'm leaving it. Hey guys, have you gone over to adamandeve.com yet? You really should, because let me tell you, no joke, this thing is awesome. What you're going to do, you're going over there, you can find something that you want, something expensive. We're going to give you 50% off of it. I know what you're thinking. Does that mean I only get half the item? No, you still get the whole item. It's crazy. On top of that, they're going to send you a bunch of free stuff with it. Something for him, something for her, something for y'all. And I know you're thinking, this is already too much stuff. How do they pay for all this packaging? Don't even worry about it. Sending it to you for free. And get some movies with it. You want to watch some dirty movies? Because you're going to get them.
I do want to watch some dirty movies.
Oh, let me tell you. Yeah, so again, adamandeve.com. They're gonna be there for all your sexual wellness. You know,
like
they
if you
want
pop
you to
that bad
explore.
boy into your computer at work,
I'm with you.
and your boss walks in,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, "What are you watching, Matt? You can't watch that at work." Can you say, "No, it was free"?
Yeah, 100%.
They'd be like, "Oh, my bad.
That's just
Keep going."
They might be like, "Well, where'd you get it from? That's a good deal." And I would be like, going
I
over.
got 6 of them. You want one?
Dole them out like ninja stars. adamandeve.com, promo code WORK. You get something half off. You get a bunch of stuff free. You get free shipping. Guys, you can't beat this offer. Go
How
on
do you
over.
get this offer?
adamandeve.com, promo code WORK.
Shit. I just went and placed a really big order, and I just hit confirm.
You're an idiot. You should
Damn
find a
it.
building. No, never mind. But for real, guys, adamandeve.com, promo code WORK. The coolest thing about this, it really helps the show out. So any money that you spend on there using the promo code, that directly affects us, and we really appreciate it. adamandeve.com, promo code WORK.
Nice.
All right. That's over with. What now?
Now we got to do email.
Okay, yeah, I got some emails.
It's not technically questions from the stockroom because it's not Jimmy email, but we got some listener email.
And I'm not giving him music because of that.
All right.
Also because I don't want
Just
to clap
make one
again.
up.
Boop, 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 boop. I got mail. Doop, 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 doop. From the co-worker. Boop, 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 boop. They emailed. Boop, 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 boop. Us to read it.
That was good.
What up?
Cut it. Print it.
All right. And speaking of Grant, this is from Grant. Sent a little while back.
It was this weekend. It's recent.
A little while ago, though. Not
Like,
today.
I think it was 30 minutes ago.
It was 27 minutes ago, he said. I'm like... All right. He said, I'm laying Spooderman the game. He meant to say clearly, I'm playing Spider-Man the game.
Yeah, I don't know if he's just bad at typing or typing on his phone and he just doesn't care to fix things, or if he does it on purpose. I haven't figured it out yet.
Laying, I think, was just a typo. Spooderman is a thing people say now.
Is it? Why?
Because people are dumb. I don't know, man.
Spooderman.
You've been around Zool enough to know that sometimes he just says words wrong. That's just the internet. He's just like, oh, that's how people type
You talk a lot of shit about Zool,
Uh-huh.
but I'm starting to get it. He spends too much time in that freezer. It's fucking with his brain.
Oh, man. I'm laying Spooderman the game. He does a lot of vent crawling. It's very reminiscent of the fucking position.
The fucking position.
And I was thinking...
I think he means like missionary.
I mean, sure, yeah. Do you think he fucks real good because of the crawling muscles? Question mark. The leg strength must lead to good thrust? Question mark. Also, do you think Peter's penis is sticky too? Question mark. Like if he wanted, could he be ball drop? Could he have his balls drop on your forehead and then pick you up with them?
I'd like to think the stickiness is only fingertips and toes. But I don't know that to be true.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna say no. Yeah, we've never seen anything just get stuck to him because it's always the hairs that he's controlling.
Hands. Mostly the hands, but it's got to be the feet too.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with no, but I want to believe. You know what I mean?
Because if he has sticky balls, he ruins every pair of underwear he wears.
That's why he doesn't wear underwear.
And he can't free ball either because he would ruin his suit.
He wears like MC Hammer style pants so they don't touch anything. All right. Okay. But this one continues. This is actually a second email he sent in that was part of the first
Oh,
email.
wait. We got to address the first part of that question.
What was
because he's crawling around all the
yeah,
time.
I thought that was obvious. Yes is the answer to that.
Does it though?
Yeah.
Does having strong thrusting muscles make you better in bed?
Well, I mean, I guess not technically better, but
You can last longer.
thrustier. Yeah.
But
yeah,
like,
here's the thing.
You could like thrust so hard you injure someone.
That's what Mary Jane's into.
Maybe, but that's not for everybody.
And here's the other thing too, though. Just because you can thrust forever doesn't mean he's not still blowing his spider load 20, 30 seconds into this bad
That's
boy.
true, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. I think that
the muscles give him the potential to do things that other
it
people
doesn't
cannot.
hurt. It's not a hindrance.
Or unless it hurts. You know what I'm saying?
It could hurt.
It could definitely hurt. Continued. Also, do you think his salty secretions are spiderweb shaped? Does he shoot actual ropes?
Okay, so this one I thought no, because he's a Spider-Man.
Still a man.
That part is all man.
I think the real question here is, what does a spider's jizz look like? Because if anything, it would look like that.
Yeah, all animal semen is similar, right?
Yeah, come on.
It's not webs.
Come on. Give these questions a little more thought before you send them in. Come on.
That's why he has to have web fluid. It's fake. He didn't get the web part in any capacity.
Now hear me out here. He could have been doing it beforehand. He just got weird jizz, man.
I bet you it's radioactive.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like he's giving every girl he has sex with cancer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they claim Gwen Stacy broke her back. But we know what really happened.
It's sad.
Curse you, Green Goblin. She only had 2 weeks to live anyway. Oh, all right.
a curse.
What else we got? This one is another one from Grant.
I didn't realize we had another one.
Yeah, we got another one. This one's more me, I think, than it is you. But also you. Dudes. Because clearly he says dudes in the beginning. I'm playing Uncharted 4 because I bought a PS, as in PlayStation, after listening you all enjoy yourself too much. Thanks for the advice, by the way.
You're welcome.
Also, just throwing it out there, I'm reading these today because Nick's a dummy, left his phone in his car. So, there you go.
Do you think it's a hindrance to the show that you're reading because of your lack of
My inability to
skill
read?
in reading?
I think I'm doing fine.
You had to just sound everything out phonetically.
In this game, you learn Nathan has been climbing ledges since he was a kid. Is this why his arms are never tired? Or do you think he has special powers? This honky can climb ledges like a pro. Gun to the head, climb a ledge or die? Fuck it, shoot me. Last part, not a question. He was just letting us know how he felt about it.
I gotta agree. I wouldn't even try because I know I'd fail.
I think I'm going to go with no. I think this is just a fictional world where ledges are much easier to climb because so many people in these games do it. It's not just him.
Actually surprised that all these games that employ climbing like that don't use some sort of stamina bar where, like, the longer you climb, the more tired you get. You got to find, like, a resting point before your guy's hands give out.
Breath of the Wild does.
Does it?
But overall, that's a pretty shit game. So there you go. Whatever.
Come on, shit game.
By today's standards, yes. Absolutely. Doesn't look as good as other games. Combat's not as good as other games. Exploration not as good as other games. Story not as good as other games. So yeah, shit game. Come out in 2011, awesome game. Just saying. Just throwing it out there. Anybody that voted for that as Game of the Year is living under a fucking rock or has a super, super, super duper Nintendo bias. But don't get me ranting on that.
Didn't it win Game of the Year?
For some sites, yeah. Actually, I think something... No, maybe it was...
I feel like it cleaned house.
No. Well, because Odyssey came out, too. Some people voted for that other overhyped piece of shit. You know how I know... I'm not doing this. Never mind. It's a great game. I'm glad it won. I'm happy for everybody. Yeah, no, it does say something about him that he can climb like that. But I think more... The question we really should be asking is what happened in his life that makes him so cold in which he can murder hundreds of people and it not affect him.
Because he doesn't even think twice about it. Like, he's never thought, like, you know... Maybe these guys are just on hard times and they took this job not really knowing the kind of person they're working for. Maybe I shouldn't execution style murder them all.
Here's the thing. He sneaks up on people sometimes. You know what you could do to a person you snuck up on? Maybe knock them out, tie them up. He snaps their neck. He's a serial killer. So he needs to be stopped.
He really is.
And then, like, I don't want to say too much because he's playing these games, but, like... You have the classic Indiana Jones thing happen, like, often, where it's like this person you thought was good is bad, or this person you thought was bad is good. And they expect us to root for this Nathan Drake fella, and this other guy has done nothing nearly as bad as Nathan
But on the
Drake.
other side of that, we've had, you know, okay, I think he's playing 4. So there's been 3 games, actually 4 with the Golden Abyss one.
That's correct. I'm
where
proud of you for
some
remembering
sort
that.
of villain had an army of mercenaries that Nathan Drake has systematically murdered to get to the end and then kill him. How many times has he got to do that before people are like, I'm not fucking with Nathan Drake. If he just showed up where I'm at, I'm fucking getting off the island. That guy's crazy.
Did you say Drake was here? Mm-mm.
Get me out.
He can have it. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
And not even that. On top of that, he's fought all sorts of supernatural things and survived.
Yeah, he killed like 200 mercenaries and like 150 Yetis. This guy is a killing machine.
Get me off this island. This dude is crazy. Oh, yeah. So, no, him climbing since a child doesn't mean anything. It's because he survives on hatred. He can hold on to anything for as long as he needs to.
Yeah, he doesn't feel pain, physical or emotional.
And that's my favorite character flaw of his. All right. That was our questions from a coworker. We should get a questions from a coworker song.
Yeah.
You hear that, boss man? Fucking do it, man. What are you waiting on? We got anything else?
No, let's go into our final bit.
What's our final bit today?
We're going to do a phone-free conversation.
Okay. Well, before we do that, I want to end on phone-free conversation. So before that, I want to talk about what we're going to be doing in October first.
Yes.
So you guys know it's spooky time. Spooky. It's coming up. It's getting
closer.
closer.
We rarely put any effort into this show.
Oh, so little effort.
Like, since the 100th trilogy.
I forgot we did a show
trilogy,
just the other day.
We've just been phoning it in. So October, we want to do something special.
We want to do something special. And you guys know, if you've been listening to the show, if you haven't, thanks for listening now. Hope you continue to listen. Do you like fantasy football? We're going to be talking about that. If you listen to the show, you know I love a good horror movie. And you also know I hate old things. That's all you really need to know about me.
Mm-hmm.
And if you listen to the show, you also know that Nick hates me and he hates all my opinions. Those are the only things you need to know about him.
That's pretty true, yeah.
So for October, what we want to do, we have 5 shows releasing in October, which is great. It's awesome. Who doesn't love October? I love it. You love it. We all love it. So we're going to go in. We're going to find a movie from the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and a modern horror movie. And we're going to watch them for Matt Hates Old Stuff. And we're going to talk about them on the show. But the cool part of this is we're going to pull 4 movies from each decade. And then we're going to toss it up on Twitter. We're going to toss it up on Facebook. And you guys are going to help us pick out of those 4 from that particular decade which one we're going to watch and talk about.
Whichever one of each bracket gets the most votes is the one we'll watch and review.
That's right. And I'll be honest with you guys. I have very, very little confidence in your ability to pick a movie I'll like. But we'll see. We'll see.
Which is more, because of you than them.
I love things. All right, y'all just don't get me. Now there is a little caveat to this. Was all spurred because we recently watched The Shining for the first time, which is an 80s movie.
No, 70s
movie. Okay, which is a 70s movie. So we won't be doing the brackets for 70s.
That one's established.
Yeah. So we're gonna be doing The Shining. We will tease that. We will definitely be doing The Shining.
We were like, hey, let's just do it on the next show, and then I was like, no, let's make it a big, complicated thing that will be really hard for us to pull
off. We'll forget to do it. So after the show, at some point, we're gonna try to gather up 4 movies from each one of the decades, and then, like I said, we'll toss it up on Facebook. We'll toss it up on Twitter, maybe our Instagram stories or whatever, and get people to vote on these and. Hopefully, we'll figure out what we're going to be watching.
Those of you voting, remember, and I guess the 2000 one wouldn't be a Matt Hates Old Stuff.
We'll do it as a Matt Hates Old Stuff to continue that trend, I think, just so we have music to play and stuff. But, all that will be more newer than 2000, so it won't technically.
But remember, what you're trying to do with your vote is pick the film in each bracket that you truly think will hold up to someone of Matt's age and critical thinking.
Yeah.
It's hard because there are movies that are considered classics that I think if you really think about it, would someone in their 20s see that for the first time and really enjoy it? Yeah,
because we get this a lot. We get, you should watch this movie. It's terrible, but that's not the spirit of the bit. We're trying to find movies in these before Matt was born. That will actually, or at least like in his first 10 years of life, that will actually hold up, and he'll be like, okay, yeah, I see the past has some things to offer of value. Like Temple of Doom. Yeah. Indiana Jones in general. Indiana Jones in general was good, yes. Temple of Doom, though. Whew. Last year, we did The Exorcist, did not hold up well for you. Mm-mm. I don't even know that it held up. That one is probably, I can still see people thinking it should, because it does have a really good, creepy atmosphere. But it is really slow. Also, and you got to kind of know Matt. He doesn't like things that are a slow burn. I don't want to be bored, guys. Fucking hit me in the face with something immediately. You know what I'm saying? But then the other one we watched, which was a 90s movie, was the remake of Night of the Living Dead. That one held up for you. Yeah, I was into that. You know why? They got right into it. They were like, you want to see some people freak out about zombies? Here you go. Yeah. Ha ha. And I was like, all right, yeah, that is exactly what I wanted to see. And then we also watched Clerks, and I wanted to kill myself. So now it's possible all 4 films in the bracket will just not work out very well. But try to pick the one that you think is going to hold up the best and bore Matt the least. Yeah. I'm excited. I like I said, I love horror movies, so I'm sure I will get some enjoyment out of this regardless. Oh, yeah, we like watching the movies even because it gives us something to shit on. And, I'm excited to get the coworkers involved. I'm sure they'll have things to say. And more than anything, I'm sure, because we're going to give them 4 movies to vote on. They're going to be like, well, why is this one not in there? Well, you know what? Because I didn't think of it. That's why. I'm just going to say it now. All right. So yeah, that's what's coming up later. I hope you didn't want to enjoy it now because it's not happening until later. There you go.
But it should make for a good October.
It should make for a good October. That's true. All right, now we can move on.
Phone-free
Well,
conversation.
I got it. What are you doing?
I thought I'd say that
what
in
are
that
you-
voice, and then the music would just boom kick in. Pull up a chair.
You want to just sing it instead of playing the
No,
music?
I don't. I'm sad I even started it.
Pull up a chair and have yourself a drink. Listen to this topic and tell me what you think. Leave your phone in your pocket. Don't have no consternation. We're all wrong sometimes in a phone-free conversation.
I'm gonna look it up. It is a good song though. I like that one.
That is a good song.
So we are based in Florida, as you know.
We spoke about it at length in this particular episode.
So, and we do a segment called Phone Free Conversations where we feel as if too often people are quick to go to Google, go to their phone, call up their grandparents to have them tell them facts about a thing so that they don't get it wrong.
We like to just talk shit like we know what we're talking about. And then just end the conversation thinking like, yeah, we nailed that.
Life used to be way more simple. This is my point.
Yeah.
So
You could be completely wrong about everything and go about your life thinking you were right.
if you say it with enough conviction, you are right, sir. All right, so what we're doing this time is hurricanes.
Yep. The
Since we just
subject
had
is
one.
hurricanes.
So the name of the game is Phone Free Conversations. We need 3 facts and at least 1 bonus fact. Bonus fact, we don't criticize ourselves for not knowing, but the 3 facts are very important to us.
Now, because we've lived in Florida, and especially in this last 5 years or so, we've had a lot of these things whizzing by.
Yes.
I feel like we know more than the average person about hurricanes. So let's just start spouting what we know. What is a hurricane, Matt?
It's a large storm that normally forms at sea, always forms at sea. I don't know why I said that. It brings with it rain and water.
It
and
forms in a scientist's laboratory.
they form this.
They run in a circle real fast.
The government knows what they're doing, guys. don't buy into it. No, they actually form. They're not hurricanes when they first form. They're called tropical storms.
Actually, they start out as a tropical
Depression.
depression. There might even be a designation smaller than that.
A lot of people get tropical depression.
Yeah.
Just in general, when they come
People
to
who live
Florida.
in the tropics.
and then mixed with the pressures and the temperature of the ocean
It's
and
a
stuff.
low pressure system. I
Yes.
know that.
Mixed with that and then the temperature of the water, it can create the right conditions to create a hurricane,
So
which
it
is a
seeks-
spinning storm.
It seeks low pressure and warm air and water.
Yes.
And it gets some rotation in it, and that turns into a hurricane.
And for people who do not know, that was the wrong way to say that. As a child, a lot of people get hurricanes and tornadoes confused because they both spin. One is much larger than the other. There you go, guys.
A hurricane is a huge storm with fairly high winds, but the damage comes from those winds being at a sustained amount of time. Whereas
Well,
a tornado, small, concentrated area, quick, does damage like almost instantly.
Just comes and
the
goes.
winds are so high.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff from hurricanes, too, is the amount of rain that it drops on a place. So you'll get a lot of flooding and
Yeah,
stuff, too.
that's what they call the storm surge. We hear about that all the fucking time. If you live on the coast, you worry about the storm surge because
Gonna get
literally it's
wet.
pushing water like towards the coast, and it just like the ocean just comes up higher than it should, and it fucking floods everyone on the coast.
Okay, here's a good one. At what wind speed does it hit a Category 5?
If I'm not mistaken, we were at Cat 4, and it was like between 135 140 mile an hour winds. This last one.
Yeah. So you think 141 tips it over to
No, I'd say 145.
145? That feels right to me.
145 plus, and there is no bigger category, so I guess that could go up to ridiculous amounts.
Okay, yeah. You know what? I'll take that. At 145, a hurricane becomes a Category 5.
Cat 5 begins at 145 mph.
All right. Okay.
Do you think we got all the facts right about what a hurricane is?
Oh, 100%. We don't even need to write any of that down. That's just
Tropical in nature, low pressure,
yep.
rejected by high pressure.
Exactly. Also causes depression in the
Causes
beginning
depression.
and then fear.
Forms in a scientist's lab.
That's right. All those things are correct. Okay, so we got at 145 it becomes a Category 5.
Yes.
What's another good one? What's another good fact that we can hit the people with
What's
in
the
their face?
most powerful of all time? Recorded like wind speeds.
Ooh, that is
And the funny thing is about this, the range they give you is the sustained wind.
Yeah, it's not the
And then
gust.
the gusts can go up like insane.
yeah, that's true. Because I immediately went to 200. I don't know if there's ever been one with sustained winds of 200, but definitely with gusts of 200.
Yeah. Yeah, because they were saying this one was like one of the biggest of all time. So I would be surprised if there was like anything even in the 150s maybe. Maybe 150 is like the highest ever.
Nah,
You
can't
think
be,
bigger?
right? I want to say, hear me out here. I want to say 162 miles per hour is the highest sustained winds a hurricane
Damn.
has ever reached, recorded in history.
I mean, I'll write it down if you said it with some conviction.
It just felt right. It felt right.
So highest recorded
Sustained winds.
sustained winds
162.
162 mph.
Yeah, that just feels
Even
like
if it just lasted like a day.
that feels like a solid speed. It feels like that's what Jesus would send to cleanse the earth. So I get it. Makes sense
His
to me.
laboratory huge.
Because it's all of heaven.
Mm-hmm.
That's all heaven is. It's a big laboratory full of guinea pigs. Where are the guinea pigs, guys? You thought it was a reward? No.
Here's some other facts that we know about hurricanes. There's an eye of the storm that I think some people believe is the most concentrated part. Actually, in the center, nothing.
Nothing's
It's
happening
dead.
there.
It ranges in size. It could be like a couple miles wide. It could be 50 miles wide.
And you know how I know that is a thing and definitely super true? Because if the eye is coming anywhere near where you're at, the news would tell you over and over and over, do not go outside when the rain stops.
It'll
You're
just stop suddenly.
Yeah, you're just in the eye of the storm right now, you idiots. You're going to get hit with another wall of it.
But yeah, the winds right around that eye are the most powerful.
Yes. Okay, yeah, I can deal with that. The very center of a hurricane, no winds at all.
I'm not going to put that as a fact. That's just obvious. I just think it's interesting.
Do you think people know that?
I don't know, actually. I feel like it's obvious because I live in Florida.
Yeah, but is it actually? You're right, though. Let's go with something a little more challenging. What else
Something
we
we're
got?
not even sure about.
Are we sure about it? Oh, okay. How many Sharknado? Because they act like
Sharkacanes?
Well, here's the thing: Sharknado wrongly named. Because doesn't it come from a hurricane? Or is it?
Well, I mean, it is a fact that hurricanes spawn tornadoes.
They're tiny little hurricanes. That's all a tornado is.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
It breeds.
Okay.
Usually on the outer bands, they call them. It's kind of like just thunderstorms, which is like the perfect atmosphere for tornadoes to form. So almost always on the outer area of a hurricane, tornadoes form.
Here's one that I don't know. When exactly is hurricane season?
I believe it begins in August and runs through October.
Okay.
There might be exact dates in there, but if I had to guess, October 1st or August 1st to October 31st.
I don't know if I've ever said this. I'm terrible with things like that, with seasons, like knowing when a season starts. When people are like, "Oh, it's summer now," I'm like, "What month does summer start in?" Though
I don't understand why all these places are doing fall flavors already. It's fucking August just ended.
Hey man, don't get me started. Zool bought not one, not two, but 3 things that were all fall flavored stuff. He bought cookies, which you had some of. He bought coffee creamer.
Do you consider maple a fall flavor?
Well, it had like orange. The whole thing was orange, and like they like put
Yeah,
little
you're right.
things on it.
They were definitely marketing it as fall.
Yeah.
I think maple's delicious though and good year round.
Maple is delicious, good year round. Here's the thing: if something is delicious in fall, it's delicious year round, guys. Y'all recognize that, right?
But there's something nice about seasonal flavors like pumpkin.
I guess.
Now, this is completely off the subject, but I got to get into it.
Is it though?
It is, but I got to get into it.
Okay.
I'm so sick of seeing people start shitting on pumpkin spice.
It's delicious, guys. Stop lying to yourself.
Well, even if you don't think it's delicious, guess what? You're in the fucking minority, or else all these businesses wouldn't market pumpkin spice shit.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're in the minority, shut the fuck up. Let us enjoy what we like.
I'm with you. Unless I was in the minority on something, then I'm against you.
I'm not even a huge pumpkin spice person, and like I don't like it in coffee. But like I love it. I love pumpkin pie. I like pumpkin cake.
Yeah.
Pumpkin muffins.
I'm not a big pumpkin person, but I acknowledge that you should be able to exist as a person who likes pumpkin flavored things.
And I like that it comes around when it comes around. It's not just a thing that's out there all the time. It's something you can get excited about once a year.
You're right.
Helps you like span the time of a year. I think I like all that kind of traditional stuff.
Peppermint.
Peppermint, I think, has become more of a year-round flavor.
Sure. You're right.
Just like you can always get a mint or a gum.
You should always be able to get pumpkin flavored things. Because here's the thing. Most things don't come from the thing that they're named after anymore. Nothing does. When they're like, oh, you don't have pumpkins, we can't give it to you. You're lying. That's not...
Pumpkins, they definitely are growing, right?
And well, even if they weren't, that's not where you're getting that flavor from, you lying piece of shit.
It's made in a lab along with the hurricanes.
Okay, speaking of hurricanes, that's a good question. That's actually not a question at all.
Can you have a pumpkin spice flavored hurricane?
Can you have a pumpkin spice flavored hurricane? Is that possible?
If you dump enough pumpkin spice from an airplane into the center of the hurricane, pumpkin spice hurricane.
Now,
And that's a hurricane I support.
Hurricanes, this is a fact that people might not know. I think this is a good one. This could be our number 3. Hurricanes occur on a lot more planets than just Earth. Like, Uranus gets hurricanes. Mars gets hurricanes. I don't know if Mars gets hurricanes, but other planets get hurricanes for sure.
They get storms.
I think they get specifically hurricanes.
Like
Something that
supposedly that red spot on Jupiter
yeah.
is just a storm that's been going on for thousands of years.
Yeah, but if it spins like a hurricane, it's a hurricane.
I mean, do you want that as a bonus fact?
That's our bonus one. That's our bonus.
Fact. Hurricanes can form on other planets.
That's right. That's right.
In our solar system? Or just
in general.
because we've probably got, I don't know, do we have any telescopes that can see past our own solar system?
Yeah.
Like with any kind of clarity?
Yeah, man. Don't even worry about it.
Like, oh shit, you see that? That's a hurricane.
I like that that's
Those
what they
space
found.
hurricanes.
Oh, no. Okay. What else we got? This is harder than I thought. Like, I feel...
We know a lot, and we're afraid to write it down as a fact because it just seems so obvious to
Yeah.
us. Or we could be wrong about everything we've said.
Here's a good
That's
one.
possible too.
Here's a good one that I thought as a child. Hurricanes do not suck inwards. You know what I mean? Like, it's just spinning. It's not like causing a sucking motion that brings things into it. It's just a big storm.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean,
That's not a fact. I'm just saying, like,
the
as
wind is swirling, so it's not sucking anything. I mean, it's sucking in low pressure.
sure,
and warm
I guess.
air and water.
But, like, again, as a kid, a hurricane was a huge tornado to me. Tornadoes,
You thought it was sucking things like up
yeah,
into
like
the atmosphere.
exactly. It's not doing that, guys. Get it out of your heads, man. It's not doing it.
I'm gonna write that down as a bonus fact because I'm not sure if that's true. I think it does suck up Not as strong as a tornado, but I think it's sucking up water and air into
You
it
think fish
in that center.
You think fish? Well, fish and yeah, you're right. You know what? Because fish and stuff get pulled up into hurricanes. That's a thing that happens. So yeah, maybe that's a fact.
That it does suck up.
It
Or it sucks up fish. Yeah, we'll do that. Fact number 3.
Hurricanes have the potential to suck fish and other wildlife into them and drop them in locations that they were not previously.
So hurricanes have, we'll say that's a fact, hurricanes have sucked up fish?
And other wildlife. Who knows how big it goes? Who knows how deep this conspiracy goes?
And other wildlife. And then what?
Drop them in other locations.
And drop them
On land.
on other lands. I just like the way that's worded.
That's a fact for you right there. That's a fact.
That is a
I
fact.
feel confident about that one.
It started off the opposite. So figure that
That
out.
tells you how the human brain works right there. So we got our 3 facts.
Yeah,
We have a bonus fact.
we do.
Okay. We're getting towards the end of the show here. You got anything else about hurricanes that you need people to know?
There is a college football team in Miami called the Hurricanes.
There's a professional team called the Hurricanes. They're not football.
Oh.
Hockey maybe?
The Hurricanes, Miami Hurricanes always confuse me, though. They're the Hurricanes,
Okay.
but people have shortened it to the Canes. But then their mascot is a bird. So I'm like, do they think it's the Cranes?
If you go to school there, you are stupid. So it's very possible. Who's the Purple Hurricane people? Their logo is
Purple
purple
Hurricanes.
and it's a hurricane.
I don't know. I'm going to write this down now. Look up.
Purple Hurricane.
That's a sweet-ass nickname.
Oh, yeah. I like that. Who is that? That's going to drive me crazy until I
It's like
figure
an
it
old
out.
70s movie.
Or
The
the
Purple Hurricane.
Shaft and the Purple Hurricane team up. He thought that shit was real funny, y'all. His favorite joke of the show. We got any other hurricane things we need to say?
No, I don't think so.
All right, so next week, guys, y'all know how the deal is. Hopefully we don't fuck it up, and we come back next week with the facts, and we'll score it. We'll see what we were right about and what we were wrong about.
Sounds good.
I like that. Anything else you want to say?
Are there any words that rhyme with hurricane?
Hurricane, sugar cane,
Like if you had to
Lemon
use
cane.
hurricane in a rap.
hurricane, ain't playing, got on a plane, drain.
So you're just dropping the her part. You're going
Lame.
straight for the end part.
Yeah, no. What do you think I am? Fucking Big Daddy Kane.
Big Daddy Crane.
Oh, my bad.
It's a bird rapper.
He wears the outfit like Big Daddy Kane, but it's just a bird.
That's good.
All right, guys. If you're listening to the show and you enjoy it, could you please do us a favor? Even if you're not listening on iTunes, if you're not listening on Spotify, if you're just listening on your web browser, that's cool. We appreciate that. But if you could go over to iTunes or
Not
Apple
iTunes,
Podcasts, I'm
thank
sorry.
you.
If you go over to Apple Podcasts, you go over to Spotify, follow us, like us, leave a review. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to be real with you guys. We got 2 4-star reviews. Everything else is 5-star. Except for one motherfucker gave us 1 star. It's fucking our rating up.
We're going to find them.
Go over there.
We should brew up a hurricane in our lab. Send it at them.
Go over there and right that wrong, guys. We would really appreciate it. Tell your friends about the show. Just get them to listen to it and see if they like it. If they don't, they're not really your friends. So move on from them.
I mean, seriously, who wouldn't like us?
Mormons.
Yeah, that's fair.
Mormons wouldn't like us.
You know, they're right.
Oh man, while you're here though, go on over to Geeks Worldwide. We get a lot of our news from them. They put us up on SoundCloud. Show them some love. After you're done with that, go on over to Project Entertainment Network. They host us. They put us up on all the other platforms. They put us up on Spotify. But more cool than all that, They got a Patreon. You go over there, you give them $1, you get special episodes that you can't get any other way, and it's questions from the stockroom. So Jimmy sends us over questions from the stockroom, and we answer them. And
sometimes they pile up. We gotta just dust them out.
He's got an amazing brain too.
He does. That's a good term for it. His
man.
brain is amazing.
Oh man! So go over there. It's just $1, and not only do you get our extra shows, you get extra shows for all the other shows on the network that provide them. And there's a bunch on there. There's some really good ones. So you guys go check them out too. Also, while you're over there, there's a merch site. So you go to projectentertainmentnetwork.com. You go on over to the store. Bam, you buy you a t-shirt. Bam, you send us a picture. Bam, you take the shirt off. Bam, you send me another picture. Bam, you take your pants off. You send me another picture. You see where this is going. You know what I mean?
Your inbox is about to fill up.
Oh, man, I hope so. My inbox, if you know what I'm saying. It's a joke because it's like my email inbox, but then also my butthole. You get it?
I didn't get it, no.
You get it now, though?
Not really. Oh. I don't understand how your butthole is like an inbox.
Because I'll tell you about it off the air. While I got you here, though, shout out to all of our other shows over at Project Entertainment Network. We haven't been running an ad, but that's not because we don't love them. We haven't been running an ad because I'm an idiot, and I edit the show and I forget. So all you guys out there, we're sorry. I'm trying to get back on that, and I'm going to try to drop one in at the end of this one. Stick around. It'll be somebody that we enjoy listening to, and we hope you enjoy listening to also, unless there's not one at the end, in which case I forgot I said all these things and ridicule me endlessly, please. Go find us over on Facebook, find us on Instagram, find us anywhere you're looking for us, Hard at Work Show. Type it into Google, it'll bring up all of our stuff. But after you're done with that, go find me on all those things. Also, I'm Hard at Work Matt. Even on Spotify, I have some rap music that I put up there, which is really cool, if I say so myself. Over on Instagram, you got Nick here also, who's office_artistry. He does some really cool sticky note art over there. I really appreciate it.
Thanks,
I'm glad that you do it.
I enjoy it.
Am I upset that your name's office_artistry?
I know. We keep talking about this. Show me how to change it.
He's so old, guys. He's so old. But again, guys, thanks for all the love. If you're going on and you're reviewing, you're rating, go on over to adme.com. Use that promo code WORK. That really helps the show out, too.
You know what will help me out personally?
What's that?
If you pray for me, because I'm dying.
He is dying. He has had a cough for 3 months now. He's like one of those old World War I guys.
I got the consumption.
I got the old swamp feet, which has nothing to do with your lungs. It's just it was a thing that you would get trench foot. They'd be in there for too long, and they'd go to take their socks off and take their skin with it. Disgusting. War is terrible, guys.
I think that's what happened to Antonio Brown.
But again, thanks for listening, y'all. Before we go, though, please remember, this is more important than everything else we've said today. You are nothing without us. And we should probably get back to work.